Ever had one of those days you're already in a rush, your phone's about to die, you need to get to where you need to go, and guess what? Your car battery is dead. Yeah, it's frustrating, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of people think that preparedness is all about stockpiling food, stockpiling ammo, preparing for the apocalypse, but the truth is that preparedness is extremely practical for the day-to-day. It puts you back into control for inconvenient or emergency situations that might arise. In this video, I'm going to show you a few simple ways to be more proactive, better prepared, and increase your readiness, all without going overboard. So let's get into it. If you are just joining the MuthaPrepper channel, welcome. It's great to have you. Here we talk about all things practical preparedness without the panic. Less of the gloom and doom, more of the equip and empower. Let's start with micro preparedness for the everyday life. Let's take something that is very common that we are all probably going to experience, something like car trouble. Dead battery? It happens, but it doesn't have to be a point of panic. Here are some ways to avoid being stranded. While yes, jumper cables should be standard in every vehicle and every car kit, there are also new ways to stay more self-sufficient when it comes to a dead battery. A compact battery jump starter like this one is a total lifesaver and allows you to be more self-sufficient in getting yourself out of that situation. No need to wait for help, just plug it in and boom, you're back on the road. Now again, jumper cables should be standard in every vehicle, so make sure you at least have those handy. The nice thing about a battery car jump starter is that it has minimal downtime and is really efficient at getting you back on the road. There are so many options on the market with varying price points for your budget, and a lot of them are packed with features that are extra helpful, things like a light and things like a backup battery that you can recharge your phone with. I will say that it is super important that you build in a cadence to make sure that you are checking the charge of devices like this, especially your battery car jump starter, because over time they can drain. So you want to just make sure as you're checking for everything in your car kit, you take a quick moment to check the charge of a device just like that. Same goes for a tire inflator, another tiny but mighty impactful tool to keep in your car kit. If you get a low tire pressure warning on your dashboard, don't worry, keep one of these compact tire inflators in your trunk or accessible with you in your car kit. That way you won't have to scramble to find a gas station. By the way, if you do ever have to inflate your tires at a local gas station, make sure that you keep some change available. A lot of these places don't necessarily always give you access to their tire inflator for free. They may ask you to put quarters in the machine or to purchase something from the gas station itself in order to have access to it. Listen, I know it's not fair. I know it's air. I don't make the rules. I just want to let you know. And it's not just car trouble. Think about things like power outages. Power outages are one of the most common emergencies you and I are going to face. Picture this. The lights go out, your phone is already at 5%, it's going to die any second, and you're fumbling around looking for a flashlight. You know, it's just going to use up the battery to use the light on your phone. What do you do? Or, hear me out, you could have a backup battery that's charged and ready, waiting for you for an instance just like a power outage. It's tucked away in the drawer next to a flashlight ready for you to use. Let's take this a step further. Having a flashlight is great, but having multiple flashlights, one for every major area of the home or one in every room, is better, bestest, greatest. Anyways, having multiple flashlights and lighting options really ensures that no matter where you are in your home when a power outage strikes, you can easily reach for alternative lighting, being able to search around the house and get to where you need to go. Yes, again, having one flashlight is great, but building in redundancy where you can is even better. Bonus points, if you have headlamps available, that is going to be a win during a low light or complete darkness situation during a power outage, simply because if you need to do any repairs or use both hands, you have the ability to still do that and have lighting available. I will say, just as a side note, that headlamps are my preferred lighting option for car kits for those exact reasons. All right, let's talk about something even smaller, something extremely practical. You may have heard this term already in a lot of the prepared spaces, and that's EDC, and that stands for everyday carry. So what does that mean? Well, it's going to mean something different to a lot of people, and it really is super subjective. Me, I have a lot of different situations where I would carry different things, but there are some staples that I always keep on me. If there is a sea lion here, I'm in big trouble. One that I would always advise keeping handy on you is either a multi-tool, which as you can imagine has a lot of different uses, or even simply a pocket knife of your choice. This is a really small one. This is my favorite one from Benchmade. This is the mini bug out, very lightweight, and I can keep it with me all the time. I feel like I'm hearing things behind me. Let's try that again. Another great one that I always keep on me as I'm taking this from my pockets, trying not to drop anything, is a small flashlight. There are a ton of different options on the marketplace. I prefer to keep small ones like this because it can stay in my pocket or my purse and really just come with me. But having a flashlight is a really great tool, especially if you're ever stuck in low light or complete darkness type of situations. Did you guys miss me? I had to go get more of my stuff from my backpack. One item I always try to keep with me and I will make room for in my bag or my purse is a portable battery. This is just one example. There are a ton of different portable batteries. I like this one because it does have the cords that come with it. So whether I have a USB-C connection or a lightning connection, I have backup battery. I have a lot of devices. Clearly, I have my camera, I have multiple phones that I keep with me. Purely for communication, it's always good to have a backup battery to make sure that your devices are charged should you need to try to contact somebody in an emergency situation. Speaking of communications, clearly I am not home. I'm out. Anytime that I'm venturing outside of my normal routine, I try to make sure I'm carrying at least one of our home walkies. We have a few at home. I will take one with me. If I'm traveling with other family members, we'll bring more than one. But this is a great communications tool as a backup to your cellular devices simply because it can pick up a lot of different chatter if somebody else is on the same channels with you, and it can make sure that you are getting emergency broadcasts and weather updates. So if you are traveling outside of your norm, this is a great addition to have. Maybe not an everyday carry, but still a good option. If you didn't know, I am also a mom. That means we have a lot of sports activities, we have a lot of adventures. I always make sure that I carry a small first aid kit. It has a lot of your basics in it, a lot of bandages, a lot of moist towelettes, a lot of different options, and you can customize this and expand it depending on the needs of your family. But this goes where I go. In fact, I actually have multiples of this. I keep versions of this in my work bag, in my gym bag. When I go to help teach jujitsu, this also comes with me because let's face it, kids get hurt. So having a first aid kit with you all the time can be such a benefit. And again, choose what makes sense for you to carry because you want to make sure you're utilizing the space without it really being bulky. Preparedness isn't just about stuff. It's also about having a plan. Imagine you are on your way to work and there is an accident that has caused traffic to just be insane. I'm talking total gridlock. Do you know alternative routes to get to where you need to go? What if the situation goes from inconvenient to an emergency? Same thing. Do you have alternative routes to flee or escape to just get the hell out of there and get to safety? Let's try something a little more normal, like the grocery store. How many times have you gone to the grocery store looking for that one thing just to find out that they are completely out of it? How about the very real situation that many faced in recent years where entire shelves were completely bare? This was a reality for thousands, and for many, they found it a huge eye-opener at just how fragile our logistics systems were and just how vulnerable our entire food supply system really was. Simple planning like keeping more of the basics at home can save you a whole lot of time, money, and frustration. Plus, this is a great way to layer in that security. The same goes for finances. Even having a small emergency fund will make a huge difference if an emergency expense does pop up. You are going to be more prepared for it because you were able to set aside some cash for the unexpected. I read recently that a new study shares that 1 in 5 Americans do not have an emergency fund set aside. So money that is intended for unexpected financial events. Now, these unexpected financial events can be a whole lot of different things. It could be job loss. It could be somebody falling ill and having medical expenses pile up, home and car repairs that were unexpected, or even, unfortunately, the death of maybe somebody who's contributing financially. Being prepared isn't about fear. It's about freedom. It's about being ready for whatever life may throw at you. It's about having a plan, whether you have an inconvenience or a full-blown emergency. Preparedness does not have to be extreme, and I know it's depicted that way in a lot of different places. Preparedness can be extremely practical, and you can find so many ways to layer this into your everyday life. Wait, let me tell you about a practical change that I've made that I've been doing ever since. I have a gasoline-powered truck, and the change I made was looking at half tank or quarter tank and mentally making a note that that was now the empty or the refuel point for me. We do not get to choose when an emergency happens, and sometimes that happens while we're driving or in our vehicle. The last thing you want to have to do is worry about refueling in an emergency. Making sure that you are refueling at half tank ensures that you have extra gasoline in your truck should you suddenly need to flee, go further, or maybe if you have to withstand being in traffic for a longer period of time. Either way, this is a great habit to build in, and I cannot tell you how many times this has saved me personally. All right, now I want to hear from you. What is one thing that you already do that has helped you become more prepared in a very, very practical way? Or what is something that you're going to start doing after watching this video? Put it in the comments below so that we can continue to learn from each other. There are so many ways to kickstart your preparedness, whether that is learning new skills for self-defense, whether that is learning to grow more of what you eat to be more self-sufficient, or even starting your own emergency food storage. If you found this video helpful, share it with somebody who would like to improve their own emergency readiness. For more practical preparedness, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter through the link below and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, small steps today can make a huge difference tomorrow. Stay prepared, and I will catch you in the next video.